Mr. President, how are you?
Man, the streams are dead, bro. Chat is...
Yeah, I think he is pretty okay on Ukraine. Here's where is it? Captur Marcy is really good on Ukraine. Marcy Captur is a representative that is of Polish origin, and she's really good on Ukraine. I've been doing some stuff. I've been using the Track Ukraine page a lot. It's a good page. Captur is indeed a Polish last name, yeah. Captur is a word that means a hood in Polish. So yeah, it's a... Hello, Big Jerry. Okay, let's watch a Xanderhal video. I'm ready. I'm ready to get immersed in the Xanderhal. Oh, hello. Yeah. Gonna be a Xanderhal stream, I guess. Which is exciting, isn't it? We all love Xanderhal, right? Yeah. A person did a video about Xanderhal, and it's exciting stuff. It's called Stupid Influencers or Idiot Influencer. I don't know. Something like that. It's something of this sort. Maybe later we're gonna do a video game. Let's watch a video called Idiot Influencer. Idiot Influencer.
Is so dead, man. Literally every hate video on me is just like people
Also,
collect.
it would be pretty ironic if I laughed at that chat being silent and stream being dead, okay? How can Xanderhal complain about his streams being dead? He has 100 concurrent viewers or something always. That's, I don't know. Yeah, log in. So it's just weird. I have a tiny audience. A fracture of Xanderhal's audience, and I don't complain nearly as much as Xanderhal does.
Man, the streams are dead, bro.
Hello, Greater Aim.
Chat is so dead, man. Literally every hate video on me is just like people collectively calling for me to go homeless and like saying Xan can't last much longer.
I think Xanderhal looks better with a beard, actually. Now that I see a comparison, like back to back, I feel like Xanderhal looks better with a beard. I would like the chat to write beard or no beard, which is better? Beard or no beard? I think beard is better. Bearded Xanderhal is better than no bearded Xanderhal. That's my personal opinion. But don't be influenced. Don't be afraid to give me your own honest opinion on the matter.
Xan can't last much longer. He's going homeless. Soon, guys. Soon. Any day now. So, if you want to make my haters maul, then y'all know what to do.
I think that if you continue down this path...
The beard has really slim, his face is. Is it weirdly slim?
You're going to find your...
I mean, we all have weird faces. I have a weird face, so I cannot really complain. I have a really weird face.
...yourself completely alone, because this isn't fair.
If things don't change within the next, well, by the end of the year, I will be calling it quits on YouTube. Because there's only so long that I can grind like day and night for pennies from YouTube and fractions of what realistically I should be getting.
True. If things don't change, I will... No, I'm not gonna quit. I'm fine grinding for pennies. I'm that kind of person. But you don't have a weird face. You look perfectly fine. Yeah? I think I have a little bit of a weird face. See? My face is like... But I digress. If I don't become a millionaire by the end of the week, I'm quitting YouTube. I have spoken.
On this channel, I've covered a lot of leftist YouTubers, or breadtubers as they're typically called. And it's not even...
Well, I've not been covered. Maybe I'll be covered by this super cool content creator one day, Rob's Media. Maybe I will find myself covered by this cool Duderino.
Even because of their political stances, but more so because of how they use it to justify their insane actions and statements. I mean, I've seen these guys use it to justify pedophilia before. But today, we're gonna be covering one of these stupider members of BreadTube, a humble streamer.
Who justified, what's it called? Pedophilia. Also, I think Xanderhal looks so thin because he went through some disease, actually. I'm pretty sure Xanderhal went through some medical condition that makes his cheeks... He does not. He actually looks pretty chubby in here. Like on this video, he looks pretty chubby, I think. His cheeks do not look sunken at all. What has Denims done in the past except being kind of cringe? Who is Denims?
By the name of Xanderhal. And while he's not as bad as some of the other content creators I've discussed on this channel, his long string of controversies make for one of the funniest downfalls in streamer history. And the more I've delved into his history, the more I've wanted to make a full video on him. From his long string of bad debates, to his disastrous breakup with his meth-addicted girlfriend.
Wait, debates?
From his long string of bad debates,
What's this debate? What was this debate about?
to his disastrous breakup with his meth-addicted girlfriend,
Oh boy.
the humiliating beef he stirred of shoe on
The meth addicted girlfriend. Rob's Media. This is Rob's Media or something.
head, all the bridges he burned throughout 2024,
I mean the debate.
and his
Oh.
beef dates, to his disaster. The more I've wanted to make a full video on him. From his long
Ask yourself. He was debating a person called Ask Yourself.
string of bad debates, to his
Later says you have a distorted perception of your own appearance to see due to a highly critical subconscious and a barrage of motivated haters and a casual disrespect from society at large. Also a gender dysphoria. I do have it, even though I don't show it.
his disastrous breakup with his meth-addicted girlfriend, the humiliating beef he stirred of shoe on head, all the bridges
Humiliating beef. And Velvet. And their fucking orbiters. I have to kill her. Really kill her. Stop her heart. Son, fucking stop. Calm down. Stop, please. Okay, okay. We call this a crash out.
he burned throughout 2024, and his continued financial decline. This is the legacy of Xanderhal, one of BreadTube's most thick-headed creators.
Sick-headed creators. He still has over 100,000 viewers now. Subscribers at least. By the way, I'm creating the mini essay, the mini history essay about a famous doctor that had an orphanage in the ghetto. And I want them to be filled with... I decided that this mini essay will be done using animation, kind of animation-like stuff, right? I'm gonna show you a little example of what I'm talking about. This is the style kind of that I'm going to use for those. This is the style that the mini essay will be done in as a preview. This is gonna be for Patreon. What do you think? What do you think of this? This is an example of the style in which this mini essay will be produced. And then it's gonna be my voice talking about the historical figure. What do you think of this? Any thoughts? A mini essay. A mini history essay, yeah. So the whole thing is going to be this kind of animation-like thing. Nice, thank you. I've been working on these today. Okay, let's continue watching Xanderhal. What am I doing talking about animation and cool stuff that I could be talking about Xanderhal, you know? What am I doing with my life? What am I doing, really? I have to think, rethink things. Like hand-drawn animation. Thank you, William. Yeah, the whole mini essay will be comprised of hand-drawn animation. Hand-drawn animation is best animation. Welcome to the stream. We're watching a Xanderhal video, all right? Do you like Xanderhal? Are there any Xanderhal fans in the chat today? Any Xanderhal fans? I pretend I didn't hear that. Wait, why? My question is, there any Xanderhal fans in the chat? Why will you pretend you didn't hear that? What's wrong with Xanderhal? Isn't Xanderhal like your favorite guy? Hold on. Aren't we all a little bit gay for Xanderhal? I pretend I didn't hear that. Wait, are you saying hand-drawn animation is not the best animation? Listen. I'll have you know that 3D animators learned from... What was his face? Who's the animator director of Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You know his name. You know who I'm talking about. Holy fuck. Like, holy shit. I have to send someone something. There's no best animation emote. Yes, learning from 3D does make it better, just easier to pick up. But it's not about it being easy to pick up. It was a little bit more complicated than that. There was a little bit of a... Like, 3D animation had entered, I think, block at some point. It just wasn't good. And then the guy, what's his name? Richard Williams. And then Richard Williams went in and taught 3D animators basically the principles of animation as the same that apply to hand-drawn animation. Because at the end of the day, animation is animation. Whether you do it in 3D, 2D, stop motion, there are certain principles of animation that just apply. And when you apply those principles, your animation just becomes better. That's basically that. Yeah. Oh yeah. 3D animation. That's cool. It's like 3D animation is like doing stop motion, but with software a bit. But also it's like the software fills in all the in-betweens, and in stop motion that does not. I have so much respect for stop motion animation. At least in other animation style you can undo. Yeah, stop motion is just. Let's continue.
In
Xanderhal.
2017, an 18-year-old Alexander Haley would begin uploading gaming content to YouTube, going by the name Pig Puncher. It's a very cringe name that he'd soon change, as someone with his physique couldn't punch anybody, let alone a cop. He would primarily upload
Oh, it's actually I believe that the name Pig Puncher was not even in reference to cops. I think it was literally about punching pigs in Minecraft or something silly like that. I actually don't think that his old name was about beating up cops at all. I think we can hear a mouse. That's good. That's good because my mouse is sexy.
videos about 2B2T, Minecraft's longest running anarchy server, known for the excessive amount of edgy content spammed into its chat. Though with Alex, it seems like his bread and butter was looking at the crazy shit people would build on it.
The very first place we have here to look at is this giant golden dick statue, and I gotta say, it was built quite well. They went full 3D with it and everything. I wonder, it's even got some
Jizz.
some nut spewing out. It's even hollow in the middle. Oh man. Oh, you can even go down the urethra into the balls.
Though going into 2020, he'd eventually change his name from
Was that really Xanderhal's early content? Going into Minecraft penises and inspecting the jizz? Goddamn, Xanderhal. That was your early content?
Pig Puncher to Xanderhal, which is a shortened version of his first and last name. He'd begin posting political content, documenting his passage into left-wing ideologies. His most popular videos were about how he escaped the alt-right pipeline, something that's apparently happened to many breadtubers, though these people were never usually far-right, and at most enjoyed anti-SJW content and found edgy humor to be funny. In Xanderhal's case, he watched videos by center-left creators like Chris Reagan and
There you go, Chris Reagan. I forgot his name. Thank you for reminding me. Does Chris Reagan still actually do content?
Chew on Head, while also being provocative for attention like
I know Chris Reagan.
creators like Chris
I actually don't think Chris Reagan was that bad.
Reagan and Chew on Head, while also being provocative for attention like
Maybe I misremember, but I feel like Chris Reagan had a certain appeal.
most pimple-faced teenagers.
I was fully entrenched into the alt-right. I spammed Pepe emotes and did the OK hand signal to trigger the libs, and I was no stranger to the occasional
He does a PlayStation podcast or something now. Oh, interesting.
anti-Semitic joke. I thought that all the transgender people thought that there was 12 million genders, and you better believe I bought Jordan Peterson's books.
You'd think his
Oh, holy shit. Xanderhal bought Mr. Jordan's books.
radicalization came from all the Nazi shit posted to the 2B2T server, but instead it was videos mocking crazy feminists.
Is Chris Reagan dressed here like Marty McFly on purpose from Back to the Future? It feels like I feel like he's dressing like Marty McFly.
Which a lot of left-leaning YouTubers made back in 2016. Xanderhal claims he was a victim of the alt-right pipeline, slowly getting exposed to more and more radical right-wing content due to the videos he was recommended. The blame is placed on a lot of the anti-SJW content creators, as if people like Xanderhal don't have free will, cause by 2017, he'd start falling down the leftist breadtube pipeline, switching to the complete opposite side of the political spectrum. He began going down this path because he watched the debate Destiny did with the YouTuber JonTron, where they discuss immigration and crime statistics.
I came into that debate almost completely expecting this Destiny guy to be a leftist cuck who would just argue with his feelings while JonTron would be laying out statistics and
Oh my god.
proving his innocence to anyone red-pilled enough to see it. I was wrong, and when that long debate was over, my mind was significantly changed. I realized that the alt-right were ridiculous. They were always arguing from their feelings and claiming that they were the ones using facts and logic. In reality, it was the left who actually had facts and reality on their side. It was enough to get me to watch more of his debates. I saw him debate No Bullshit, Lawrence Southern, Sargon of Akkad.
No bullshit. God. I remember the crazy creators. No bullshit. No bullshit is bullshit. Hold on. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for. No way, man. No way. No way. Whatever.
Dick Masterson, and many of their fans.
Xanderhal would then begin watching more left-leaning content creators, as Destiny is a bit too much of a liberal for him.
I found more channels such as Sean and Jen, ContraPoints, Dusty Smith, H Bomber Guy, Claudia Brown, and many more. Don't get me wrong, there are
Actually,
very few popular
maybe we should check if No Bullshit still makes content.
left-leaning political channels than right-leaning anti-SJW ones, but they were enough for me. By then, I'd already started my YouTube channel and reached 1,000 subscribers, and I decided I wanted to be like those YouTubers, not like a copy of them or anything, but I wanted to be the person who could save other young people from falling down this rabbit hole like I had.
He began identifying
No, BS is long gone. Okay.
himself as a breadtuber, making loads of videos criticizing so-called anti-woke YouTubers, which earned him hundreds of thousands of views. Though this was only possible due
I wish I earned hundreds of thousands of views.
to refurbishing his political ideation. During some of his early live streams, he'd identify himself as a full-on anarchist.
What type of socialist are you? The market kind, because I think it's an achievable goal within our lifetimes. But at the end of the day, I'm an anarchist.
The thing is, I'm against states too. I'm an anarchist. I'm a libertarian socialist, okay? I'm not in favor of the state, okay?
Libertarian socialist? The fuck is that?
I don't like borders, and I don't like immigration laws. Personally, I'm an anarchist. I would prefer borders were abolished, and that people were able to move freely around the world.
But this label is something that could drive normies away, so he instead described himself as a sock dem, or a social democrat.
That is a completely different thing than an anarchist, a SOGDEM.
This was in response to backlash he got for claiming the US should have stayed in Afghanistan, doubling down after the disastrous withdrawal from the country.
One of the big reasons why I started saying I was identified as a SOCDEM was following my cancellation for the Afghanistan thing. That was one of the things that made me start saying I'm a SOCDEM. I still like socialism. I still like the idea of socialism and think it's cool, but
Xanderhal really is a funny character. Oh my god, oh my goodness. Xanderhal is a funny character. Greyun Wannabe says libertarian socialist is just distinguishing from libertarians generally, which is a label in English has been co-opted by right-wingers. From what I understand, a libertarian is just a liberal in Europe. That's the case. Apparently libertarian is just a liberal in Europe. Actual libertarian socialists are adjacent to anarchists. There is a lot of overlap. Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't want to associate with the types
I love how Xanderhal is just, I used to be this, but now I'm that because of some internet backlash, because my values and my beliefs just shift depending on the backlash I get, depending on the internet drama bullshit backlash. This is so sad. Hello. Very sad.
of people that think there's going to be a revolution tomorrow, and that
Greater answers. It's weird when people form their beliefs based on being popular. True.
like the fucking Democrats are pedophiles who are eating babies and shit. You know, like I think a lot of like populist lefties also play too much with conspiracy for my liking. Like Shoonhead, I know I keep bringing her up.
Shoonhead is not a lefty. Wait, hold on.
Conspiracy for my like, you know, like I think a lot of like populist lefties also play too much with conspiracy.
Yeah, because Shoonhead a lefty. I'm sure.
For
Okay.
my liking, like Shoonhead. I know I keep bringing her up, but Shoonhead really fucking like dips too much into conspiracy theories. She unironically thinks George Bush did 9/11, and I think she actually believes she actually kind of believed in Pizzagate or something. No, I don't know about that actually, but I know she thinks that like Hillary Clinton was like
Xanderhal, wait, no, you're being dumb now, says Xanderhal. Did she used to be more progressive, or was she always kind of playing a centrist with right wing? Always kind of right wing and anti-feminist.
raping kids with Epstein or whatever. I think she actually believes that Hillary Clinton had Epstein killed.
His transition into Xanderhal would lead him to collabing with a multitude of other leftist creators, first being featured on Destiny's stream, though his most profitable connection would be Vosh, an ex-orbiter of Destiny known for his crazy debate tactics, and it appears that many of these tactics rubbed off on Xanderhal to his overall detriment. Xanderhal is best described as a midwit, someone with average
Midwit?
or slightly below average intelligence, who believes
Jesus Christ, slightly below average intelligence.
is the smartest person ever, and he's definitely aware of his intelligence level, as he infamously took an IQ test in early 2021, struggling with it as he constantly hits his weed pen.
So what isn't on here could be the question. But every option is one that's already on there. There's no
He did. He scored below average. Oi, oi, oi. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Fuck me, man.
unique option. But every option is
By the way, the answer here is like you have combined, you have one element, so you put here the other element, and when you combine this and this, you get this. It's very clear from this and this and this that you take this and this, and what you get from combining these, you get this. So you look at this, you look at this. What's the other element missing that you need to combine with this to get this? That's the answer. There you go. It's not very complicated, actually, but it's very bizarre to see Xanderhal, I don't know, struggle with it live.
isn't on here could be the question. But every option is one that's already on there. There's no unique option. Maybe these two fuse together? That could be interesting. So would it be... But that's impossible, because there's none that's a box with a dot in it.
What the fuck, Xanderhal? What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, I'm sorry. This is so obvious on its face. This plus this equals this. This plus this equals this. This plus what equals this? What the fuck? Oh man. It feels like a bit. Him struggling, quote unquote, with this feels like a bit. I swear.
This one has me truly stumped.
Oh, wow.
Oh god.
What's the answer?
That's not good.
A. A is the answer. A plus dot equals this little shape. Okay, there's your answer.
This one has me truly stumped. This one
Like
has
Lord
me
of the Rings.
truly stumped.
How did it get him stumped? How did that get him stumped?
This one has me truly stumped. Oh god, that's not good. That's not a good IQ right there. That's a slightly below average IQ right there. That's about what I expected.
Xanderhal then
What I expected? That is so sad. That's about what I expected is a sad state of affairs. That is the saddest statement I've ever heard. It's about what I expected.
20 minutes coping about his below average IQ, bringing up various excuses and banning people in his chat.
To be fair, I will say this. It has been shown that when you're not
IQ is bullshit, by the way. Just saying.
hungry, you perform better on tests, and I have not eaten today, and I am starving right now.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I have to make myself a sandwich. Well, one moment. Because if I don't prepare something to eat, I will have a low IQ. Mr. Xanderhal is absolutely correct. If I don't eat something, I will be not smart. He could have just said he was high and move on. That would not be as funny. Reiterate, I was thinking it was A, but I don't think for the reason you're suggesting. A just isn't there. There was no horizontal and squared and dotted oval. Yes, there was. That was A. What do you mean there was? Xanderman bully segment. Yes, right. We're gonna bully Xanderhal. I'm like President Sunday in that regard. I'm walking the route of my master. Hello, Transform. We're bullying Xanderhal. We are going the route of my Lord and Master President Sunday. I'm not gonna rewind, but it was on the grid. Okay. Gradient is trying to, what do you call it? Premise is that the grid and the answer provided have an inconsistency. Yes, is an inconsistency. No, there's no. The premise is not that the grid and the answer provided have an. That's not the premise. Like it's just the task was simple. Shape plus shape equals shape in the middle. That's literally it. There was no additional catch to it. It literally was just this shape plus this shape should give you the shape in the middle between them. this shape plus this shape should give you that. That is literally what the two examples beforehand showed. You take two shapes and they should give you the shape in the middle. That's it. So the shape missing is the shape that you need to create the shape in the middle. That's it. There was nothing else to it. Maya Mayor, of course I show up when you were talking about Xanderhal's IQ again. Of course. That transform says, hey, what are we doing? Oh, cool. Has pissed me off a few times. Xanderhal has pissed you off? What happened with Xanderhal?
Now I'm depressed. Who sent me that test? I'm permabanning them. Does anyone remember who sent me the test? So I can permaban them? Because now I feel shit about myself.
Oh yeah, and he also debated his mom. It was just weird. He debated his mom on his IQ.
And then he watches the Adam Ruins Everything episode on IQ, going with the angle that those tests are pseudoscience. But he clearly only has this take because his score is so low, bringing it up to satiate his level of embarrassment.
That is true. It would be hard, because it would, if you don't, oh god. But that's the thing though, but this was a simple, like,
Was that English? I'd be concerned for Xanderhal's well-being, but at least his IQ was better than Sneeko's. You know, he may be retarded, but at least he's slightly less retarded than the red pill.
Common sense is a fallacy, no.
My favorite part of this stream is that he ends up calling his mom, since she spent years gaslighting him on this very subject.
You suck at this, babe. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I took an IQ test and I was in, like, 4th grade, my mom refused to tell me the answer.
Yes, he did. He debated his mom on his IQ because he said that his mom lied to him about his IQ when he was a kid, which, by the way, the funny thing is that his mom might have not even lied to him about his IQ when he was a kid, because his IQ might have just been higher when he was a kid, because IQ is a thing that actually changes over time. Just saying. IQ is not a static measurement. It can change over time, but just neither here nor there. But he called his mom on stream and was like, Mom, you lied to me. You lied to me about my IQ. Transfer him. A couple of times he's been weird about Fury speaks authority without reading up on something. I like Xanderhal just can get a little weird on a few pet issues like guns and stuff. I mean, most people are weird about fairies, to be fair.
Sir, she told me it's because
Most people are weird about the subject. Most people are weird about things they don't get. Well, yeah, you can train for it. It was initially made up to evaluate students who were struggling so they could get extra help. Yeah, that's true. IQ tests do show how good you are at IQ tests.
Score was really high, and I'd like make fun of people for having a lower score than me. I think it was probably because my fucking score was low. Okay, I'm yelling at my mom.
I made fun of people having lower score than me.
Right now. Hold on.
How sad. That is so sad.
You lied to me when I was a kid. My IQ is below average. What the fuck?
That is a very weird thing to do in public, by the way. A very weird thing. Why would you think it would be a good idea to text your mom in public with this?
Listen, I took an IQ test on stream and I got a 97. That is my IQ.
Who's smoking pot?
I've smoked weed 3 times and I don't like it.
He almost said I got 97% on my IQ test. Crayon wannabe. When I was 5 years old, my IQ was somewhere over 130. I know because I had to meet that requirement for the school I attended. Because like I've been unemployed since early 2024 and I dropped out of college twice, so that's true. I don't know why he's debating his mom on Dr. Jones' wife.
What it did to your brain, you see, Mitch McConnell was right. Sure, listen to him. He turned into a turtle. What drugs do to you?
You realize
don't get a neck anymore.
You've realized I've smoked weed like 6 times, haven't done it in like 4 months because I hate it and throw up every time.
Yet, he continues smoking copious amounts of weed after this, infamously puking on stream during a subathon.
Basically just nodding their head as if you're a child, and going along with what they're saying, but not actually internalizing
that
that.
for a lot of people. What? Did Xanderhal just die?
I think
did he? Xanderhal died. No.
Okay, guys,
No,
stop. Wait, everyone stop. Calm yourself. Calm.
Oh fuck, Christ.
Hi, Lonnie.
I'm okay.
Despite both him and his mom knowing how bad weed is for him, he still does it quite often, once tweeting out,
"The act of smoking weed and being high is the most unpleasant feeling I've ever felt. Weed tastes like sweaty ass."
How does Xanderhal know how a sweaty asshole tastes like? That is my question that comes to mind when I read this. Also, smoking weed and being high is not the most unpleasant feeling. And I say this as a person that does not even smoke that often. Thank you, Dr. Jones. Wait, where's the O'Berry? Didn't the O'Berry trigger?
And I vomit hard enough to pressure wash the paint off the wall 2/3 of the times that I get high. And yeah, I still do it when I'm bored.
Yet, despite his low intelligence and chronic weed addiction, Xanderhal has taken it upon himself to debate a multitude of other creators. In fact, he even did a tier list ranking them all. Obviously, I'm not going to review each and every one, but I want to highlight 3 of the stupidest. The first debate is regarding the YouTuber PewDiePie, who Xanderhal has criticized numerous times on his channel. His stance is that Felix isn't a political extremist himself, but instead encourages racism by not taking a hard enough stance against it. A PewDiePie fan challenged him on this, pointing out how Felix has changed over the past few years since the bridge incident. He vocally spoke out against anti-Indian sentiments during his T-Series beef, and even donated money to Black Lives Matter. But Xanderhal's main quarrel is that Felix wasn't virtue signaling hard enough.
I mean, I know he's like donated to, was like the ADL or something?
Yeah, but it wasn't just donating. He made a statement.
I mean, did he even make like a video like saying, I am against the people in this community, I want them gone?
No, of course not.
I think weed is fine. It's better than alcohol, objectively, actually. Weed is definitely better than alcohol.
But
I mean,
that's what he needs to be, like, he has to specifically say, like...
I mean, that's where the most people would hear it.
Listen, Felix, I know you don't like Nazis, but I'm just not feeling that energy. You need to repeat the phrase, I hate fascism, over and over again until I'm satisfied. This really just shows how simple his mind is. The guy needs jingling keys in front of his face to understand basic concepts. This is the same guy that thought an MC Jarbo's song about Sargon of Akkad was actually sung by Sargon himself.
It's time to bust out the steam.
Here's Sargon.
Damn straight. God, that black dick looks amazing. Oh my god.
That made me want to kill myself more than listening to 100 Gex, and that's an achievement for Sargon and whatever the fuck the other guy
Dr.
was.
John. For some reason, the widget is not
Xanderhal
working. I don't know why the widget is not working. The O'Berry.
Somehow lose a debate to a literal tanky named Haze Din from the Infrared Show. He spends the whole debate smoking weed and drinking out of a beer bottle, claiming he's drunk throughout the 100-minute
Rayun Warabi says, I mean, whoever this creator is weird, so not too surprising they jump into defend PewDiePie.
runtime.
And you would say every single fucking one of
Xanderhal debated Haz? Infrared Haz? No way. No way.
CIA propaganda. I'm drunk as fuck right now. I've just come in here to argue with you.
Listen. I'm not gonna dismiss your sources as CIA and Nazi right off the bat. I'm gonna go through them with.
Has wanted to fight Dylan Burns on the streets. Have a brawl.
You. So why are you making assumptions?
I'm not here to argue with you about every fucking source. I'm drunk as fuck. I'm having a Meteor Sure stream.
So I want to know where you get the idea that there was a genocide, intentional genocide against Ukrainians.
I never said it's comparable to the Holocaust. Also, let me just go ahead and
wait.
translate.
Hold on. Xanderhal of all people debated the Holodomor. Xanderhal is not equipped to debate Holodomor.
Said there's something that makes sense to the average audience. Essentially what happened was there's something called the building up of economic sorry, I'm drunk as fuck right now, but I'm having a good time, don't worry. You're a very, very fun person to talk to. I'm very drunk right now.
No fucking way. Xanderhal debated the Holodomor drunk out of his... Xanderhal debated Haz about the Holodomor while being drunk. Amazing. That's... wow. Yeah, Craterade, do you have a napkin? Have a little towel. Have a little towel here. My IQ is not high enough. The question is, did he throw up? We're gonna find out. I had forgotten about this, but surprised you didn't know. I did not know. I never knew Xanderhal embarrassed himself in a Holodomor debate against Haz. Infrared Haz. God.
Right now, but can I get like very like leaving like the meme like argument stuff behind, can I get like very genuine with you for a second?
Yes, please. I've been waiting for that.
So I love socialism. I don't know if my rhetoric is kind of off right now because I'm very drunk, but
no,
I feel like we have to...
what your point is.
I understand that. I have to go pretty soon because I'm very drunk and I probably need to fucking end stream soon.
Usually when you're drunk, you'll do some stupid shit. But I've never heard of someone getting inebriated and proceeding to debate a communist on geopolitics. And maybe he could have won. This could have been Xanderhal at 1% of his power level. I mean, it was pretty smart for him to use his drunkenness.
Also, it's not really debating geopolitics, it's debating history. Like, debating the Holodomor at this point is not really debating geopolitics. It's more like debating history. Haze is just Haze. I don't even know how I would describe him. I don't know, a pro-Russian fash, actually. I wouldn't trust Xanderhal to debate the Holodomor when sober, to be quite honest with you. I just don't trust that he knows anything about it.
A debate. A tactic he adjusted from his previous debate with the YouTuber Ask Yourself. During this conversation, they discussed topics like veganism and capitalism. When Xanderhal struggles to grasp a particular point, he interrupts the convo to ask his chat how to beat Dark Souls.
I appreciate that you're trying to put the burden of proof on me, but if you can't prove your point, you should be agnostic, which still doesn't ground you to say all consumption under capitalism is unethical, right?
Hold on a second. Hey chat, how the fuck do I get the thing to go to the DLC area? I killed the Hydra. I have Dusk's ring. I killed the...
I do like Kevin Logan. I wouldn't trust Sam Sober to debate what he ate in the morning.
I killed the little crystal dude, and nothing happened. Do I have to like leave the game and re-enter it or something? Get to kill the gold one? Where's the gold one? Is it back where the Hydra was? Go back to the lake. Okay. Alright, never mind. Sorry. What were you saying?
So not only was he losing this debate, but he was also getting his ass beat by a video game. Bro was managing 2 L's at the same
To be fair, Souls games are not simple games, okay?
time. I honestly don't know how the situation could get any worse.
So you would support a holocaust of disabled people on a moon colony?
I mean, yeah, if they were basic... Well, obviously I don't support it for animals, but I mean, if it turned out their human meat was really good, had no health problems, and I was like, yeah, I want some of that human meat, then yeah, maybe.
What the fuck is happening?
What? What did you... What? What the fuck, Xanderhal? What? What did he just say? Was he also drunk? I don't know. If meat was, you heard it here, if human meat was tasty and had no health side effects, then I guess we would do a holocaust of the disabled. You've heard it here. Fuck me. Fuck me.
Happening. I mean, I won't say he actually believes this, as according to his own logic, he'd be placed in the ovens too. The context to this doesn't make it any better.
Oh snap, that was me. Such a case we placed in the oven. Oh my god.
Ask Yourself was
such a guy. I only ever wanted sand water, so why do I know so much lore? I don't know. Funny.
Basically doing a factory farming argument. We're all pretty familiar with those on the Rob's Media channel, and Xanderhal fell for the bait.
And you had like a moon colony far away. You wouldn't even think about it. You would just go to the store, just like you do now, and pick up a slab of human meat. There were no health consequences whatsoever for eating it. It was super good, just like a steak or whatever. You just picked it up, you took it to the store, and you know, these humans, like, honestly, would probably be more, in my moral system, more moral than like buying my computer parts. I'm pretty sure most of them were made from like isn't lithium in
all of them were made from children's body parts.
Computers? There's like tons of people die mining lithium, right? Like there's probably more human cruelty that goes into my computer.
There's more cruelty going into my computer than into my human farm on the moon
that I'm using right now than would in this like theoretical situation. So of course, if I want to be morally consistent, I would be fine with this.
Dude, Vosh
fuck me.
Ruined this guy's brain more than weed ever could.
He was a mushroom this man's brain more than he could ever could. If I want to be morally consistent, then I have to... Oh god damn it. I hate this. I hate this so much. If I want to be morally consistent, then I have to agree to the stupidest shit ever. I just have to. I have no choice. I have to be morally consistent. He hates him now.
A step away from debating the ethics of child pornography.
And this is going to be a real hot take. I have yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal.
By 2020, Xanderhal had already accumulated a decently sizable audience for himself, mostly comprised of fellow leftists who liked torturing themselves by watching his debates. But Xanderhal was ambitious, seeking to expand his audience through connecting with a far different audience. He wanted to court the commentary community.
So we need to defeat these people and radicalize
their fans to the left as well. The way that I think is the best way to this is my best method for doing this, and you're going to see me doing it a lot in the next 4 years. Leftists need to infiltrate the YouTube drama community. The YouTube drama community.
Xanderhal had a 4-year plan. And sometimes I can feel myself shoveling into a bit of incorrect and controversial information. It's good to know when to put the shovel down.
Is at best marginally center left leaning, and at worst full-on like reactionary alt-right, like with Keemstar. There is not any leftist representation in the YouTube drama sphere.
Yeah, there shouldn't be. The drama sphere is shit.
And I plan any leftist representation in the YouTube drama sphere.
I mean, President Sunday arguably is the representation in the YouTube drama sphere. Gotta. Dr. Jones says, Vosh is trying to hint, nudge, nudge, rebuilding his connection with Destiny 2 now, so.
And I plan on getting into that quite hard. When there is YouTube drama happening, like non-political YouTube drama happening, I'm going to worm my way into that shit, and I'm going to give my takes on it. I'm gonna try to build myself into that community.
Bro is just giving the game away. Bro is just blurting out his internal monologue, letting everyone know his strategy. His fans told him this was a bad idea, by the way, but he still tried it. His first step was to go after Keemstar, believing he was a gateway to the alt-right that was pushing the drama community back. However, it also seems like Xanderhal is just mad that Keemstar called his daddy Vosh a pedophile for very obvious reasons.
Oh yeah, also he's been calling Vosh a pedophile for clips that have been like debunked and like explained like a million fucking times. I'm not gonna get super into it because Vosh is already dealing with it on his own. I'm not gonna fan the flames of people's dumb shit, but Keem's also been doing that, so you know how it is. Basically, anytime Keemstar gives his take on left-leaning political figures, it's always in a negative way. There is no reason at all to believe that this dude is left-leaning.
I mean, it's hard not to.
Why would you ever think that Keemstar was left-leaning? Why would you ever think that? Not so obvious. Vosh is now known for different things.
Too, when all the big online
I don't hate anybody.
Or degenerate freaks constantly getting exposed.
Should I talk to? Oh yeah, tell me if President Sunday is. Tell me when President Sunday will be streaming. Maybe I'll talk to him. He said I will never talk to him, and I don't see why not.
For heinous shit. The worst thing Xanderhal pulls up about Keem is the gamer word incident from over.
Bye, Gray, you wannabe.
A decade ago.
The guy is like what most well known besides his drama channel for screaming the N-word. Oh wait, fuck guys. I just realized I can never debate Keem on my channel. Because if I do, he's gonna call me the N-word. My name's Alex. He won't be able to help himself. He'll call me the N-word.
What does that have to do with Alex? I don't get it. Is this joke too American for me? Is Alex some racialized name in the US? I don't get it. Why the N-word? Because I don't get it. Maybe my IQ is too low for this. Maybe my IQ is far too low to understand why. Just wait.
Fuck.
Yo, everybody type in the chat, Alex is a stupid name.
Keemstar chose to belittle Xanderhal, not taking him very seriously. Xan took this as cowardice, as Keem didn't want to debate him and give him further attention, though fellow commentary channel Willie Mac Show did, taking potshots on Twitter. He described Xanderhal and those like him as literally a bunch of 16 to 24-year-olds that think they have the whole world figured out. The two would debate shortly after on Uggy RFC's show, with Willie mainly taking aim at how cringy Xanderhal can be.
Hello everyone, I come in front of the Commentary Council today, where all major decisions on drama happen. Augie RFC, thank you for having me.
Welcome.
And
welcome,
I want to
man.
discuss the cringe lord Xander.
Oh.
Today I charge Xander with 4 major crimes against commentary. 1, Xander is a completely dishonest debater. He makes absurd comparisons while doing complete mental gymnastics. I'm charging Xander with numerous counts of being a bitch-ass backpedaler. While never admitting when he's doing it, he always comes up with some excuse for why it makes sense. Xander is also a wishy-washy little boy. In the same video, he'll go back and forth on the same opinion several times. He doesn't even notice, which I find pretty interesting. And finally, the dude is a self-admitting grifter.
Self-admitted. Hell yeah. William Rednedo says, there was a famous clip where Keemstar yelled, everyone type in the chat, Alex is Why?
I mean, you even heard it when he first came in the call.
A big point of contention is that Xanderhal believes you shouldn't criticize female creators like Pokimane super hard, cause you could potentially attract misogynists into your audience. He clearly doesn't know why Pokimane is hated, especially amongst the—
Dr. Jones says, it's funny how all the drama you brought up here fell behind fucking density when he decided to share a secret porn recording to an underage person.
Commentary community, claiming all the drama surrounding her is a massive nothing burger. Just ignore the false copyright strikes and attacking people's sponsors. She's a woman, and misogyny exists, so you can't go after her.
You gave your opinion on Pokimane. You literally summarized all the hate for Poki as everyone hates her because she's a girl.
Yeah, no,
and,
definitely. Yeah,
and
no,
we don't
I
know
don't think
what
there's-
comment.
I don't
and we
think
don't know
there's-
what copyright it is, and you're completely wrong.
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
I
It's missing the
don't. I
whole
don't
point.
think. I don't think that most people would hate Pokey as much if she was a dude. Absolutely. Yeah, no. The drama around Pokimane is probably some of the biggest, like the biggest nothing burger I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, that is
Absolutely.
such a load of shit of you not knowing anything you're talking about on that
No,
subject.
I've seen a shit ton of the content around Pokimane. Probably the biggest propagator of it was Leafy, who literally went on about how he was never going to stop making videos on Pokimane until he got banned.
Dude, that's
and then,
the
when he
equivalent.
did, everybody got really
That's
angry.
the equivalent of saying the content cop on Leafy is only about his chin. Like, dude, you're missing the greater picture there.
It's all very gay, and the debate ends with the two name-calling each other, which is pretty funny.
Xander, you just sound like you're fucking crazy, dude.
You sound like you're a fucking idiot.
Dude, you're going on about how Keemstar.
Oh, you sound like Mickey Mouse. The director is definitely not biased.
Common ground over here.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say, dude. I think like Keemstar saying that leads to like radicalized shit, and you get radicalized playing Minecraft. I think that says
You're
more about
you're doing
you
the
than it-
thing again, my dude. You're doing that. You got radicalized playing Minecraft again. It's very telling of how little you are able to grasp the concept of radicalization towards fringe political groups.
This debate.
See, that's why I'm not radicalized, because I've not played much Minecraft in my life.
Pretty much halted any—
Because I haven't played much Minecraft in my life. I'm not radicalized. I'm safe from the radicalization.
Chance of Xanderhal joining this community, as he was way too on the nose of his intentions. I mean, the guy was instantly ready to suck on these guys' cocks. Metaphorically speaking, of course. If we were talking literally, he would be cosplaying Destiny. Xanderhal got euphoria.
Why? I don't understand half of these jokes, which just shows that I'm not really in the drama sphere.
Whenever a commentary channel followed him on Twitter, treating it like the biggest achievement ever.
Subordinary Gamers follows me on Twitter. Guys, I made a video on Subordinary Gamers, and I was really careful about it, not to come off as very standoffish and like an asshole. That is good. This is a win. I will do everything in my power when I am large enough to try to get him on my channel for a talk. That would be a big win.
Xanderhal was still somewhat amicable with certain commentary channels, most notably appearing as a guest on the Half-Baked podcast, hosted by Nicholas Diorio, Turkey Tom, and Lord Vega. Shout out to my boy Vega. While watching this episode for the first time—
Xanderhal is like 100,000 viewers, maybe? Get it? Because Destiny sucks cock, lol.
it became pretty apparent one of the reasons why he wanted to assimilate into commentary. Xanderhal wanted a more mixed audience, wishing to escape the woke scolds criticizing his language, citing a comment from D'Angelo Wallace.
But I believe that you got into some trouble for saying retard on a stream. And I think, actually, funnily enough, D'Angelo Wallace was in the comment sections of one of those videos.
Is
being like,
Xanderhal
he's able
supposed to be the one in the middle? Is that supposed to be Xanderhal?
list or something like that. And I was curious about your thoughts on the use of like kind of words like that, and like, you know, is it okay to say fat? Is it okay to say retard? What are your
Oh
thoughts
god,
on that?
D'Angelo Wallace was upset about me about that. That one hits hard. That one, yeah. So
it was just like one comment, but yeah.
Yeah, I've just decided to stop saying it because
These jokes are so esoteric and in group that no one who isn't in this chat's view will understand, bro.
it was just causing so much shit and that kind of drama. Like, it's not that much.
Though he eventually ceased any direct engagement with these guys, as he found the drama community as a whole to be toxic. Which is ironic, as Xanderhal would then go on to associate himself with far more toxic people.
It's really unfortunate how much like the right has their claws dug into EdgeTube and like the commentary drama community, because it feels like it's almost one big amorphous blob at this point, but it's really not. Like, there is more nuance to it than that. It's just, it can look like that from the outside looking in when there's so much like edginess and like toxicity from like the surface looking down.
Okay. Ladies man, alright.
Xanderhal has discussed numerous times on his channel that he used to be an incel, an involuntary celibate. At 16, he got rejected by a girl and became completely disinterested in dating, believing he was an ugly freak. So he turned to the
Jesus.
internet, quickly becoming radicalized, as he seems really susceptible to that.
I was a bit of an incel. It's probably what led me to being more right-leaning when I was younger. I literally, back before our incel was banned, I browsed that subreddit on the regular.
But then, when he actually got some pussy, he started logging in. He started mewing and bone smashing to achieve the perfect jawline, becoming an ultimate stud.
If I'm being real, I've actually got like a lot of women that go after me. A lot of it is probably because of my notoriety online. But like...
Oh my god. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't believe that to be the case. Lucy, this is your chance to break into the commentary. All you have to do is sell all your morals and principles to defend Ethan Klein crash outs. What crash out?
A fair amount of it is because I, like, as much as I meme about it, I think I'm a fairly good-looking guy. Like, in terms of, like, I've got a pretty fucking strong jawline. I mean, you know. You can tap the fucking jaw there.
What? I'm sorry. I shouldn't. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I got a pretty strong chin too, you know?
He even brags about porn stars in his DMs, which all confident men do.
I've literally had like A-tier porn stars hit on me, okay?
I cannot. This has to be a bit. This is a bit. I don't believe it. This is a bit. It's very funny, but this is a bit. This is comedy. This is him being an entertainer. I'm telling you, this is an entertainer bit for the stream. I am telling you, this has to be a bit. I don't believe he's being serious here. He's doing this for comedy. I'm the man. Actually
I'm joking around about that, all right? Like I literally.
It feels like a bit. This has to be a bit. There's no way. This has to be a bit.
I'm literally friends with this woman, all right? Let's just say you can get out of the incel shit, okay?
But now, as a far-left political commentator, Xanderhal has transformed himself into a white knight, defending women online who he believes are exempt from criticism. Though just like his defense of Pokimane, it's always completely performative, labeling all hate as misogyny instead of treating it with the nuance it deserves. During 2020, he chose to defend the YouTuber iDubbbz when he was getting called a cuck for allowing his then girlfriend to start an OnlyFans.
The people who are jacking off to another dude's girlfriend,
I don't care if someone's girlfriend starts an OnlyFans. Who cares? Who cares? Jesus Christ, so weird. So weird to obsess over what other people's partners do. Weird. God.
thought of fucking her when he's the one that's fucking her, and they don't actually get to do it. The guys going on her OnlyFans and paying her money are the cucks. iDubbbz is the one that's fucking her. How is she a cuck? Or how is he a cuck? Yeah, they're projecting pretty hard. No, 100%.
I don't care. I don't care if he's a cock or not. There you go. You cannot make me care.
This argument makes no sense to me since Anissa isn't fucking Ian on camera or anything. Also, the reason people call Ian a cuck is because OnlyFans creators, or their managers, usually have to message their fans and take requests for their content, something Ian wouldn't be a part of. Xanderhal would also defend both Bad Bunny and Invader V when they crashed out on livestream begging for donations. He claims the hate against them has gone too far, but the worst examples he can find are people calling them Twitch thoughts.
You are a 30-year-old woman going through life by begging for donations from internet virgins.
Extra money.
Damn, your legs are pretty hot. Guess I'm obligated to pay $5 for that service you offer. You don't deserve subs. Like, oh god. The core.
Jean says, you see, Lucy, if a woman has an OnlyFans, then she gives up all the rights to personhood, according to commentary. True. That is true. Yeah. I don't care what people's partners do. I don't obsess with other people's partners.
Ordering made a video on it. I'm sorry, but like, we have to agree. Even if you think that video was like if her tone.
Can we go back to Xanderhal tapping his straw? Can we go back to the good old to good content that I can laugh and smile about.
Distasteful and inappropriate, you have to admit that it's being taken way too far. And people need to stop using the whole like Twitch thought begging for money thing as a justification for misogyny.
Xanderhal also downplays the actions of those women who film random men at the gym and accuse them of being creeps. He ignores the fact that they do this for publicity, as some were proven to do this as a form of promotion for their
I need to do the quartering coffee empire crumbling next.
adult content.
I completely understand why in that situation, especially
Another prominent left-leaning content creator, Jeremy from the quartering.
after he approached her. And to be clear, she made that TikTok and added all of like the little stare counter and like the little messages and everything after he approached her and she would have like gone home or been in her car or whatever. I have no doubt she felt uncomfortable from that interaction and uploaded that with the feeling as though she had, felt like she was in danger.
So with Xanderhal's reputation of being a supreme ladies' man, what lucky girl got to date Xanderhal? Well, that would be a fan by the name of Lonnie, aka Pastel Leftist. They began dating when Xan was 20 and Lonnie was at least 28, with her being a frequent figure in his chat. During his debate with Destiny, she began accusing the last
centrist, Lucy, according to... Oh, the quartering is a centrist. Interesting. You should donate. We have to play some Diablo 4. Apparently it's good now. Apparently Diablo 4 is a good game now. It's time for me to jump back in.
matter of being a transphobe, which led to Destiny shit-talking her. Xanderhal just sat there, metaphorically cucked.
Wait, who is Lanny in your chat?
Lonnie's my girlfriend.
Oh, nice. She's a fucking moron. So, like, she even just did it to me. What I just said was, that is transphobic. Sorry, go ahead. What were we saying?
Okay, my girlfriend's off limits, okay? All right.
Well, tell her to stop talking shit about me then. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
But I can't control her. Wait, I can't control...
Then you can't control me talking shit about her. What the fuck?
I can't... Listen, I can't control women. I don't have that power. All right.
Then stop protecting them. Treat them like equal people, all right? You say dumb shit.
Yeah, equal rights means equal fights, okay.
On stream, the two seemed to be in a pretty happy relationship, though behind the scenes, things slowly fell apart. They break up in May 2022, with Lonnie dropping a twit longer 2 months later, levying various accusations against Xanderhal. She chews him out for breaking up with her over the phone, keeping some of her stuff, including her cat, and overall neglecting her as she became homeless. Xanderhal would respond over the next week, and for the sake of cohesion, I'll be covering their statements through a proper timeline. According to Xanderhal, the relationship began to fall apart when he noticed money going missing from his PayPal account. Many thought this was in relation to an infamous tweet he put out months prior, which reads,
So, someone hacked my PayPal or Steam, I don't know which yet, somehow and siphoned all of the money into their Steam account. Rest in peace, all of my money.
When someone asked why his bank couldn't interfere, he replied,
I don't use the bank! I use PayPal!
There was also a tweet about his broken computer where he asked his audience for help.
My $6,000 PC is basically completely broken. I started getting System 32.
Fuck me, if I had a $6,000 computer, fuck me.
Errors when trying to launch like 50% of my programs. So I tried everything up to resetting to a previous date, and now I can't open any programs. I really need help here.
Take it to a dedicated specialist.
I can't afford to replace any hardware.
I think that's a software issue if you're having errors.
So Xanderhal already had a reputation for being financially irresponsible, though he claims the PayPal tweet was misinterpreted. At the time, he was in between banks after moving to California, though the thought of Xan keeping some of his money in his Steam account is really fucking funny to me. Maybe buying Steam games to him is the new crypto. I just hope he doesn't get rug pulled after buying a bunch of gacha games. But Xanderhal clarified that this situation was completely separate. He noticed that certain transactions were being hidden from him on his business PayPal account, including one for a gambling app that he had never used. He confronted Lonnie on this, to which she replied, "Nuh-uh." In hindsight, he realized that it was Lonnie doing this, as he had later learned.
There it is. We'll see what else is on the roster for today's stream. Politics and maybe a game. My PC was like 1,200. That's still a pretty expensive computer to me.
Learned from his ex-best friend that she was addicted to drugs and gambling, though at the time, she made various excuses for why his money was going missing.
Before this, occasionally money would get stolen or go missing, and Lonnie would attribute it to debit card skimmers and gas pumps, or her losing the
We
card.
could do a Japanese lesson as well. I bet that computer doesn't overheat. True.
Which I would promptly deal with by canceling said card and ordering a new one from
Listen,
PayPal.
if you don't
which
want my laptop to overheat, then consider going to LucyHazard or Stash Live and subscribing or done.
takes 10 business days to arrive.
In her twit longer, Lonnie claims that she always kept his debit card on her, and it happened to be stolen from her car alongside her laptop. This guy must be Mr. Magoo or something, cause how the hell did he not put the pieces together already?
The money, Skylar. Where is the rest? Skylar, where is the money?
Eventually, Zan got tired of her leaving the
Consider donators to get a 6K PC. True. A Japanese lesson.
apartment for long periods of time with his money, so he got new cards and broke up with her through text. He began moving out, partially because Lonnie wasn't paying rent like they agreed to, instead spending the money on who knows what. He learned that they were 8 months behind on rent, but his landlord went easy on him as Lonnie had apparently been hiding their notices.
Funnily enough, the apartment complex manager also let me know that she had been leaving notices on the door for the last couple months, informing us that we were behind on rent and the consequences of not paying it, but I never saw any of these until after Lonnie got her job, so I'm guessing she was hiding those too.
At this point, Xanderhal just wanted her to pack her shits and move out, even allowing her to enter their apartment when he was away. Instead, she'd occasionally stop by to change clothes and see her cat, spending the next several weeks couch surfing and sleeping in her car. Xanderhal theorizes that she was stalling so he'd get an eviction on his record.
I messaged Lonnie and I informed her I was no longer living there anymore and it was time for her to start packing her things up and finding a place to live. But she would argue with me and claim she had nowhere to go and nowhere to put her stuff. I told her that did not matter to me. The apartment complex told me, and she already knew from the notices on the door, that in 1 month, they would be evicting, and everything in that apartment was going to end up in the county dump. I also informed her that if she didn't voluntarily move out of that apartment, and she's still living there on the day that they come to inspect, then I'd get an eviction on my credit and wouldn't be able to rent again. She needed to move her stuff out. I don't wish homelessness on anyone, but it just had to happen. There were notices being put on the door for months, and she was hiding them. She knew this was coming. She had plenty of time to prepare.
Xanderhal would then have to place her stuff in a storage unit, and took her cat Luna with him due to the AC not working. Lonnie says this was just an excuse to steal her cat, despite Xanderhal...
Someone is on Twitch. Hold on, I'm gonna read that Twitch comment. I think I went too far. You now have more viewers than Alec. Wait, really? Wait, I think this is... Is this it? Oh my god. Yes! Yes, I found it. Oh my god. I found the missing bit from my microphone. The only pussy Xanderhal will be getting for a long while. Nice. I have more viewers than Alec Gunter. It's because I'm an epic streamer. Yeah.
Clearly not wanting to keep it. She then proceeded to lock him out of their apartment for days on end, and Zan got a letter in the mail showing that Lonnie was trying to get a credit card under his name, and after some quick digging, it turns out she had tried this twice before. So he decided to press charges on her for multiple counts of identity fraud, but before he could report this to the police, he was alerted that Lonnie got arrested for something completely different. In her twit longer, she says it was just because her vehicle registration expired, and that they searched her car because her friend was on probation, but then Xanderhal pulled up her arrest record, saying,
"You stole my money. You spent it on a secret meth addiction and just got out of jail. We broke up over a month ago. This is a sad attempt to extort me. More information coming soon."
So yeah, not only did she get in trouble for
This kind of thing should be handled in private. You're smarter than Alec too.
having an expired license, but she also had fictitious checks and was in possession of methamphetamine. The guy she was with had an out-of-county warrant for his arrest, and she'd end up spending 5 days in lockup. Xanderhal would proceed to ignore her calls, leading to a small minority of woke scolds to chew him out on Twitter, insisting he helped Lonnie in some way. If you think this, you are retarded, full stop. and it was actually pretty awesome how Xanderhal relished in her defeat.
It just feels like you're really relishing the idea that she's gonna have bad things happen
Wait,
to
but
her.
wait, hold on. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Have you ever been fucked over to this degree and
Not
out
to
of
this
your
level, no.
control? That I didn't get her arrested. She was out, got arrested with drugs.
Don't worry. Chad Logic mocked him tons later. Okay, after his face reveal. This is Chad Logic pre-face reveal, when he was still, I don't know, is this Chad Logic that still pretends to be a Marxist? Yes, it is my favorite YouTuber, Chad Logic, that's true.
And it happened to her because of her actions. Why should I feel bad? She was out, she was literally, I don't know.
Though this is the part of the drama where my support for Xanderhal diminishes. He then makes some crazy statements about how he returned to their apartment, finding it a complete mess. He claims to have photos of all of this, including a deranged to-do list, a cricket machine made for crafting fake IDs, and a meth-making operation in the living room. It flat out just sounds like a rejected Breaking Bad episode.
She had a drug-making operation going in the living room. And I won't go into super big detail on that. We threw all that shit out. And because it was happening in an apartment with my name on it and we got all that shit out of there, I don't want to deal with the shit from it, so I won't go into any more detail than that. But yeah.
Did Xanderhal just admit to a crime? I mean, this would be considered covering up a meth lab, but I'm no lawyer. I just saw that one episode where Saul gets Jesse his house back.
Good try of sneaking a meth-contaminated property past the buyer. I mean, could have been a good deal for you.
But the thing many found fishy is that, in his interview with Chud Logic, Xanderhal claims to have photos for all of this, which he planned to expose in his response video.
It had been 10 days since I had been to that apartment. And I walk in, there are pics and they'll be shown off on stream.
But then, when it came to his response stream 10 days later, he failed to show any pictures of his apartment. And his reasoning is because it would be embarrassing or something, which makes no sense. You're accusing your ex-girlfriend of a felony.
Dr. Jones says, I'm pretty sure the meth operation was actually they were trying to make DMT for him.
You need to back that up. Even worse is that he changes his story, now claiming that she wasn't actively making drugs, and only had the materials to make them.
And what did I find in the living room other than a big package of shrink-wrapped assorted jars, along with what seemed to be a beaker and some other glassware they just bought sitting on top of it. Now, I've seen Breaking Bad, and I've seen Walt and Jesse's meth lab, and it certainly wasn't that. Like I said on Chud's stream, I don't know what drug, if any, she was planning on making, but I'm just glad she hadn't started yet, because if she had, I would have had to call the police for them to go clear the building, because that apartment hadn't been inhabited for days, and good lord, I grew up in Florida, and I know better than most of you guys what happens when a neighbor leaves a meth lab unattended. It happened to my best friend's neighbor in middle school.
I don't even know why he had to make these claims if they're not true. You already got her, dude. You showed evidence that she had meth in her possession. Now you're going overboard, Xanderhal. This whole situation was still a massive hit to his reputation, as Lonnie's main goal here was to garner—
Bro, Breaking Bad didn't actually show you how to make meth. Meth doesn't even turn blue. They did that for narrative purposes. I mean, didn't they add the color in the story or something?
Her sympathy, and humiliate him publicly. It's why her tweet longer includes
because they used some different ingredient that turned it blue.
Random things that don't matter, like Xan allegedly trashing his room and begging his mommy for weed. There were also rumors floating around that Xanderhal knew about Lonnie cheating on him with her drug dealer, though it's never been officially confirmed. As much as I'd like to believe the cuck allegations, I don't think Xan is some sexual deviant based on that BDSM test he took on stream.
What?
I don't think Xan has been officially confirmed. As much as I
cuck
about Lonnie cheating on him with her drug dealer, though it's never been officially confirmed. As much as I'd like to believe the cuck allegations, I don't think Xan is some sexual deviant based on that BDSM test he took on stream. He might be the only breadtuber with a somewhat normal sex life.
Oh my god.
You know, if you ignore the fact that his girlfriend was ingesting meth and wasting his money on her gambling addiction. I mean, nobody's perfect. On November 20th, 2022, the YouTuber Shuonhead would put out this viral tweet calling out the fashion company Balenciaga. The brand Balenciaga just did a interesting photo shoot for their new products recently, which included a very purposely poorly hidden court document
Raylo fan.
About virtual child porn, normal stuff. Now a correction that needs to be made is that these are actually from 2 separate photo shoots, but all these photos are creepy as fuck. 2 of them show little girls holding teddy bears wearing what looks to be bondage gear, and the other one shows a handbag and a bunch of documents. One of these documents is a US Supreme Court case related
You were waiting for Balenciaga?
to virtual child porn. Many were outraged by this, leading to Balenciaga apologizing, and later deleting their social media accounts for a decent bit of time. But because Shu has a pretty mixed audience, some conservatives would speak out against Balenciaga, which Xanderhal didn't really like that much. He had long held a love-hate friendship of her, maintaining it because she had associated with other leftist creators like Vosh and Keffels. But for a while, he had been trying to find an excuse to burn the bridge with her, especially after she previously spoke out against children attending drag shows, which he thinks is a-okay. But this Balenciaga tweet was his final straw, responding with,
She won head on her way to once again use her massive platform to provide the neo-Nazis in her audience with fodder they can use to justify the murder of gay people. But this time, the day after another anti-gay terror attack.
He would then go on stream to explain his tweet, as it comes across as insane and demented.
Shuonhead has used her massive platform to do something that has provided the neo-Nazis in her audience.
I'm not really interested in the Shuon head thing. It's very boring. The Shuon head thing is very boring to me. I'm not gonna lie.
You follow along? We agree so far? With fodder, they can and then did use to justify the
a very sassy individual indeed.
Murder of gay people. But this time, the day after another, because there's been many, anti-gay terror attack. Solid gift, solid tweet. Does anybody here feel as though this was me just striking out of nowhere, completely unwarranted?
Yes, Xanderhal, it does feel like that. You're using the Club Q shooting from the day before in order to weaponize your audience against Shu. Yet he thinks she's the one using that tactic, claiming her tweet will allow conservatives to weaponize the Balenciaga scandal against gay people. Which is bizarre because nowhere in her tweet did Shu mention gay people. Either Xan automatically thinks of gay people when pedophilia is a topic of discussion, or he's just mentally unwell. Maybe he took some of Lonnie's meth.
I just kept on seeing these posts.
So the thing was, Shu replies were full of people calling to worshiper the gays, and she conveniently ignored them to complain about the leftists asking her to do the bare minimum to call out said comments. I mean, it's Shuonhead. What do you expect from Shuonhead? I have zero expectations.
Posts, right? It's literally a day after a mass shooting motivated by this ideology. Shuonhead knows that she's got a bunch of neo-Nazis and reactionaries following her. She posts some conspiracy bait that she knows the Nazis in her audience are going to run with, because they did it last time she did something like this. I decided it was time to call it out.
These conservative bottom-feeder Twitter accounts will use any tweet they can to rile people up. Yet Xan is more focused on calling out Shu because he is an axe to grind. The rest of the stream is just him bitching and moaning that Shu blocked him on Twitter for being a schizo.
I mean, of course she did.
And also pulling up tweets where right-wingers are calling him a retarded fat. Xanderhal would then form a dogpile on her with others in a circle. One being the airheaded streamer Denim. Then form a dogpile on her with others in a circle. One being the airheaded streamer Denims, known for trying
airheaded streamer?
Fuck all the men she's attempted to orbit. She would spend airheaded streamer Denims, known for trying to fuck all the men she's attempted to orbit.
Wait, what?
One being the airheaded streamer Denims, known for trying to fuck.
Denims, it really sucks that we didn't fuck. You still a good part of the day left. You can do it, bud. Wait, are you actually serious? What is this chat? Wait, are you actually serious? I don't know. Are you guys not on good terms now? Not on good terms with who? Atlas? What? I wanted to fuck Atlas and you! You're mad that you two didn't get to fuck? Oh, well. Wait, are you actually serious? About what? About this Atlas thing. Did you think I only wanted to fuck Atlas? Oh yeah, 100%, lol. Oh my fucking god. That's not why I didn't want to deal with you. Or Iman. It was just all too complicated, messy. You're real dense. Oh my god. Why are we still shaming Denims for almost hooking up with Destiny? I'm gonna shame anybody that hooks up with Destiny. That's why. I'm gonna shame everybody that hooks up with my husband. What do you mean? What kind of a question is that? Of course I'm gonna shame people for wanting to hook up with my hubby bubby. Obviously. Duh.
All the men she's attempted to orbit. She would spend her stream downplaying the Balenciaga scandal, even claiming that bondage wear was in no way sexual. Not surprisingly, she would later go on to defend Chris Tyson and Keffels when they were exposed for grooming minors.
You guys think this is BDSM?
It was years ago, and she's since been mistreated by him. Who hasn't been mistreated by him? Like I said, he's part of the RFC circle, the Oreo.
BDSM gear? Do you think that this is also BDSM gear? You think this is BDSM gear? It's literally Hot Topic. Dog, it's literally Hot Topic.
Oh, and then Demon Mama, this absolute freak, pedo jacket Shu by claiming her tweet is a form of projecting.
If you're so triggered that you see a piece of leather and you know, I don't know.
Demon Mama's streaming career is basically over. It has been for a while. After the whole thing.
Maybe Shoe on Head sees a piece of leather next to a child and starts getting a little, you know, riled up. Maybe it's a little bit of projection on Shoe on Head's part. Or maybe she's just full of shit.
Friendship ended with Shoe on Head. Now Demon Mama is my best friend.
Oh no! Petco.com! Oh no! They're selling pedophile wear!
Yeah, this person is denser than a fucking black hole. Also, important to note that this person later got exposed for having a bunch of minors in their not safe for work Discord, so literally just a Nuxtaku situation. Oh, and their partner was allegedly into Shotokan, so this really was the pot calling the kettle black. Xanderhal would end up getting banned on Twitter, claiming it was due to Shu's fans mass reporting him. However, it was actually due to him telling a random Twitter user to off themselves, which is funny to me, as he was constantly portraying himself as the victim here. When Shu announced her video covering the situation, he would whine about it, later revealing this information to Keffels.
Somebody that she actually allowed to follow her private account ended up
Keffels, the person that he wanted to bludgeon with his gun.
Sending me a tweet she'd made where she said, I'm currently working on a Xanderhal video. She was going to make a video and she called it a Xanderhal video.
If you've done 3 videos about her, why is it the greatest sin that she does a response video?
She called it the Xanderhal video. She was planning a video.
Okay. Jesus Christ almighty. Oh, these people.
In which she was going to slander me. That's why her own followers that knew both of us, that were allowed onto her private Twitter,
video,
leaked it
that
to
means that she's calling you the slanderer.
Bro, not even the biggest crybaby in the world is taking him seriously.
That's true.
That's how much of a massive pussy Xan is being. Her response would come out 2 weeks later, where she recaps the situation and dunks on Xanderhal and many others for hijacking it. Xanderhal's response was to double down, claiming that Shu supports Nazis and is spreading harmful conspiracy theories. His evidence for this is weak at best. He thinks that Shu merely following these people on Twitter.
Yeah, Keffels. I spoke to Keffel once. Keffels. I spoke to Keffels once.
Is an endorsement of some kind, and the posts of theirs she's responding to have nothing to do with gay people at all.
Shoe on Head and this Pedro Gonzalez guy are like actual friends. Oh, here's an interesting one. Why are you as a father so obsessed with the growing normalization of pedophilia? Do you guys really think there's actually a growing normalization of pedophilia? In like Western society, outside of conservative spaces that want to lower the age of consent so that like old men can marry 13-year-old girls, do you think outside of conservative spaces there is a growing normalization of pedophilia? There is not. This is conspiracy brain, that alone.
Like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything besides shifting the goalpost? And yet, he has the fucking gall to think Shu is conspiracy-brained, when he proceeds to go on an unhinged rant about how she must believe the Jews rule the world, all because she made an Epstein joke.
Also, just so everyone knows, I am not suicidal, just in case news comes out that I was found with 3 designer bullets in the back of my head. Ow.
So she's just like full on, like the Jews are gonna get her, I guess, is what she believes. So now she's like a martyr who's gonna get like killed by the Jews for fighting against their like pedo agenda or something? Is that what she believes? Okay.
And then 10 minutes later, she disproves this narrative, leading to Xanderhal shifting the goalpost once again.
Do I think they are literally trafficking children? I don't think that. I don't know that. I've never claimed to know that. What I do know is that this is a huge fuck up from a $1 billion company. And when a $1 billion
Okay, so they aren't doing anything to kids. So the worst case scenario is it was a
not as big as Blair White though. Blair White just takes the cake.
Kind of weird photo shoot and a different photo shoot with a weird document. So that's all it was. You're admitting that. You don't think that there's some child sex trafficking pedo ring in the basement? See, so apparently it's just subliminal messaging. That's what she thinks it is. Conspiracy brain is wild.
His friend Keffels would try to mend the bridge between the two, but Xanderhal is extremely stubborn and can't accept the fact that he's wrong about something. During a stream they did in February 2023, he argued with her concerning a rumor that Shu's boyfriend is a trans-hating neo-Nazi. Keffels actually decided to look into this and found nothing of the sort.
He is a very much far right. If you don't like me calling him a Nazi, I can call him very far right.
Hold on a second. I found his Twitter account. I'm gonna take a look. If your trans issue is mocking murdered teens, you will be very uncomfortable when God asks why you mistreat his creations instead of loving. He's literally defending trans people in the post.
Sure, this one's a bit older, but here's one where he says they've gotten a majority of the Western world to...
February 14th. This was from 4 days ago.
Okay.
The problem, as you can blatantly see, is that this guy couldn't take a fucking L. He let this drama and its aftermath fester in his mind over the next year, which would eventually destroy all the connections he had left within BreadTube.
Yeah, that's the bridge burner. That is, I guess this will be interesting. This is wild. This is the wildest part of Xanderhal lore, I guess.
While they disagreed with some things, Xanderhal remained friends of Keffels through and through. They would stream together quite often, and Xanderhal was down to support her righteous mission to take down the gossip forum, Kiwi Farms. She had claimed that the website was responsible for swatting her and forcing her to hide in Ireland, a story that was dubious at best. Though for over a year, she was able to write off all valid criticism as bigotry, waving her trans identity around and always acting like the victim. Xan didn't see anything wrong with her rancid online behavior, but instead decided to burn the bridge with her over something completely retarded. Keffels had remained friends with Shoe-on-Head despite Xan's constant whining, and in December 2023, she defended her against this greasy little goblin man named Thought Slime. In response, Xanderhal began foaming at the mouth and ran to Twitter to voice his thoughts.
Why did no one tell me that Keffels dick ride Shu so hard after she pedo-jacketed me and Demon Mama? Actual snake behavior.
The two would then debate on stream,
Actual snake behavior.
on the Balenciaga drama while discussing guilt by association. Both Vosh and Keffels disagreed with many of the things Shu had said, but are not willing to sever their connection to her. But Xanderhal is only going after Keffels, so she calls him out for being a cowardly hypocrite.
Like, I stick my neck out for you and I act like a real friend when you need help, and then you're willing to burn me over this?
How am I burning you? I literally am not
I
burning.
remember this was the moment I dropped both of them, says Dr. Jones. I should have my loud, oh yeah, I still have to talk to President Sunday. This is, I have to quote this to President Sunday. I stuck my neck out for you like a friend, and this is what you burned me over, President Sunday? This is what you burned me over? Great, this is gonna be amazing.
Burning you. All I'm going to do.
Burn Notice. There's this TV show called Burn Notice. Do any of you know the TV show called Burn Notice about the burn agent guy?
All I planned to do before I came on here today is make a video segment where I explain why I burnt the bridge, explain my feelings. It feels like you were kind of trying to make me sound.
Dr. John says, Lucy, I'm running of leftist. I can consciously support. Listen, I'm here. I don't have, what do you call it, short stacks in my basement or something.
Snake and a dick rider.
Like I said, I felt bad for saying that.
And I know that now. And I don't even think that you do. I think that you feel the same way.
I was emotional. I honestly feel a little bit like how I said that what I said in that tweet. The more that we talk, because it feels like
Lucy, please don't be some weird sex pest freak. I make no promises.
You just want to continue to defend what she did to a degree. It feels like you're defending what she did.
The two would fling responses at each other back and forth over the next week, with Xan vague posting about how big things were coming, and that many of their mutual acquaintances were unhappy.
When did Vosh drop Shu? Did he ever?
Of Keffels.
I'm not going to say too much because I've been asked not to. All I'm going to say is, Keffels, to get at me and to hurt me because of this, has hurt some people behind the scenes that are mutuals of ours.
Cool.
And they're really not happy, and they're going to be speaking up with their side of things. And it's probably going to change a lot of people's perspective.
He then retweeted someone that accused Keffels of abusing their ex-partner, which escalated the drama real quick. This led to her making a stream titled "I Was Raped," where she was forced to reveal that she was actually the one being abused in her previous relationship, which was the real reason she moved to Ireland.
And the reason that
This is why I don't have relationships, okay? This is why... Who needs relationships?
I don't talk about my ex
What video game?
is that over the course of several years, my ex mentally, emotionally, and sexually abused me. And I never wanted to talk about it. I have very actively avoided talking about it. I have nightmares about this stuff. This shit is just fucking cruel.
So now Xanderhal looks like a massive asshole to a good chunk of his audience, and he began losing hundreds of thousands of subs over this. And
Wait, what?
Asshole to a good chunk of his audience, and he began losing hundreds of thousands of subs over this.
How can you lose hundreds of thousands of subs over this if he was just a little over 100,000? How big does this person think Xanderhal used to be? I'm sorry, he lost hundreds of thousands of subscribers? Is this the silly VOD, Lucy? Yes, this is the silly VOD. What game are you playing? I mean, it is a silly VOD.
And strangely, it would take him almost 2 weeks to respond, writing out this manifesto-style Google Doc about Keffels and reading it out on stream. He does apologize for retweeting that post, but does go on to
I didn't know that Xanderhal did a manifesto about Keffels.
yap about random bullshit for another hour and a half. He also planned on leaking
Oh yeah, I remember. He had some document. And also remember that people started editing his doc in real time as he was reading it and deleting stuff and messing with it. Oh, interesting.
DMs between Keffels and his editor, Cherry, which allegedly had some career-ending information. Chud Logic heard about this and mentioned it on stream, with White Nervosa eventually stepping in. They're the owner of White Forest, a platform used by a lot of these breadtubers in order to sell their merch and promote their content.
I use White Forest. There you go.
Socialists who hate capitalism but still want to sell their shitty logo on a t-shirt. I mean, come on, if you ever see a bloke walking around with a Xanderhal X logo on a shirt, I think you have permission from God himself to beat the shit out of that person. Is this a fucking $38 sports bra? I doubt women even watch Xanderhal, unless they're trans or have some form of BPD. Okay, sorry for that tangent. Let's get back to White Forest. It's basically just a cabal of Keffels dick suckers, and White Nervosa will kick anyone who goes after her, such as Rose Wrists. Nervosa made this long-ass tweet calling out Xanderhal, doing the equivalent of a mom taking away their son's Xbox privileges. Nervosa threatened to remove his
I said, you should not beat people for wearing a shirt you don't like. It's true.
His website. So he chickened out of leaking those DMs, which is a damn shame, honestly. This would have legitimately been a badass moment for him, but that would require a spine. So now it's back to being a whipping boy for a bunch of deranged online leftists. It would end up being Mudahar of some ordinary gamers who leaked these DMs, showing Keffels doxing Bana Banada and gloating about becoming a private investigator. This completely dismantled the narrative that Keffels was this innocent victim being mass targeted by a big bad doxing website, being the final nail in the coffin that destroyed her reputation. Xanderhal would also end up
what happened?
Site being the final Keffels was this innocent victim being mass targeted by a big bad doxing website, being the final nail in the coffin.
Forest, what's that?
That destroyed her reputation. Xanderhal would also end up getting into conflict with Vosh, who earlier in 2020
over Joe Biden of all things. Dr. Zone says more like Vosh dick sucker since White Forest helped Vosh with Bram when he kicked out of DGG for being too much of a listen. No comment. Okay?
Before had been
I plead the fifth.
Exposed as a lolicon horsecock enjoyer.
Referring to.
However, the revelation exposed as a lolicon horsecock enjoyer.
Referring to.
However,
I actually never saw the images. I've never seen what images Vosh was having here.
the revelation that Vosh is a pedophile wasn't what made Xan dislike the guy. It instead had to do with his takes regarding the 2024 US presidential election. Several colleagues of his, including Demon Mama, wanted Joe Biden to exit the presidential race in light of several public blunders, like his then recent debate with Donald Trump.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
A lot of Democrats wanted to replace Biden with someone more capable and not 2 minutes away from death. But as usual, Xanderhal is stubborn and wanted Biden to hold out.
And here's the clip that Vosh says, you are insane if you think Biden shouldn't drop out immediately. Prepare yourselves to cringe.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
That was a thing. Oh boy. I remember Shark 300 debating Xanderhal on this. Very embarrassing for Xanderhal. It's gonna be mentioned, the Shark debate.
Joe! Joe!
President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky.
He corrects himself immediately, too. It's like, okay, he misspoke.
He then compares streamers misspeaking to Biden misspeaking, as if Biden wasn't one of the most powerful people in the world. But Xan thinks it's insane for anyone to criticize Biden, labeling people like Vosh as grifters and claiming they secretly want
Dr. John says, imagine destroying your biggest connection over Joe fucking Biden.
Trump to win. Xanderhal even challenged the horsecock enjoyer to a debate.
We're doing a reaction for now, and I'm writing down your arguments, but if you want to do a debate on this at a later date, maybe later in the stream, I'm totally down. But I want to hear your arguments in this video. I don't like them so far, sadly. I think you're way too hard on Biden.
But Vosh was watching the stream and didn't give a single fuck about Xanderhal, seeing him as a backstabber after the whole Keffels drama. He declined the debate offer, seeing it as a waste of time since the guy clearly only wanted clout.
He said he wanted to debate. Of course he wants to debate. That's the fucking number one, man. Hey, here's some like incomprehensibly retarded shit that I'm saying. Here's an argument that fails the first hurdle. I don't need to debate this. The argument just lost. You might as well debate. Hey, debate me 1 + 1 = 3, bro. No. Fuck you. It's all money to you people. It's crazy. Jet, you have no principle. No one believes anything.
That bridge is over. That bridge is... He literally lost like 2/3 of his audience due to this. Then Biden jumps up anyway. Was projecting there.
What the fuck is there to debate? You're empirically, objectively wrong. Argue with God.
Xanderhal admitted defeat here, and a week later, it was announced that Joe Biden would be stepping down from his re-election campaign, with his VP Kamala Harris taking over. During his coverage of this, he said something out of spite that really pissed off members of his audience.
Biden was very pragmatic, and yeah, he would joke, but it would be like how an old man jokes. I would have still voted for him proudly, but I'm really excited for voting for Kamala. I mean, that's well and good. I will admit that a part of me,
I heard this. I heard what he's about to say, and it was so mind-bogglingly stupid. Why would you say that out loud? Why would you say that?
a very small part of me, kinda wants to see Trump win, or it's less so wants to see Trump win, but thinks Trump will win, and when he does, that part of me will be able to I told you so everybody who called for Biden to step down.
Why the fuck would you say that? Xanderhal is such a brain. Why would you do that?
What? No, all right. I know.
Why would you say that?
No, that sounds bad.
So at this point, he had severed any ties he had left to BreadTube, and Demon Mama would do 2 different streams completely trashing him. More context was given to the White Nervosa drama from months ago.
Remember, leftist streamers don't have friends, just temporary beneficial alliance. Jesus Christ.
With Demon Mama stating that Xana not only burned the bridge with her, but also his editor, Cherry. It's claimed that Xanderhal was financially abusing Cherry, and would get furiously angry at her. In response, he said this claim was blown way out of proportion.
According to Demon Mama, you completely blew up at Cherry. That's a really bad look, not gonna lie. Sometimes me and Cherry got stressed out and would yell, but like, no more than just general like friend arguments and stuff. We also had a tendency to spam things at each other in all caps. Have you tried reaching out to Cherry not on stream to talk with? No, I like she blocked me out of nowhere. Like the Cherry blocking me thing was for no reason, to be clear. Like we were completely chill, and then out of nowhere, they just like say, I'm gonna block you before you block me, because at that very moment, Demon Mama was doing her stream. Like it's.
So Demon Mama then dropped an absolute nuke. The DMs between Xanderhal and Cherry, where he berates and scolds her for the fact that Progressive Victory, this left-wing political organization he works for, didn't send him any money. He blames this on her.
Yeah, Cherry stopped talking to me right after this. Wait, you used to talk to Cherry? Glitch Master, I don't know why you think most people you interact and collab with as friends. It's more like coworkers or acquaintances. I mean, you can be friends with your coworkers, to be fair. There's no rule that you cannot be friends with your coworker.
Threatens to move back to California from Seattle and fire her. And now, a reading of these absolutely insane Discord messages.
Okay.
Oh yeah. This is something.
So I think I'm fucked. Still no money, and still does not show as pending in my bank account. Okay, the number was wrong, confirmed. The $4,000 went to some rando. It has to be stopped. Cherry, ASAP, emergency, fuck, homeless. I am now homeless.
Oh my, oh me, oh my.
Cherry, why?
I'm not sure.
Why? And we answer now, please. I'm gonna be homeless. Cherry, V, Cherry, V. I am.
This was but too often people think they're really good friends and acted so betrayed. When I know if this was something that happened in real life with a coworker, people would look at them for being weird.
Never been paid by PV before, according to all of my bank info. Not ever before. Cherry, answer now. I will be homeless starting tomorrow. Cherry. Okay, so we are buying my ticket back to California now.
Dr. Ross says the best part is he left the Cherry sticker on his streams starting soon screen. For like 3 months after they split. Wait, financially recover from what?
Thank you for completely ghosting me tonight. I will never forget it. Never. The only way to save me is for Progressive Victory to pay me everything they owe. I have never received a single payment. Not one. I am fucked. Cherry, answer now. Cherry, you have fucking killed me.
God.
Why? Please, just answer. Pleaser. Please, answer now. Answer.
No, I'm role-playing Xan.
I have messaged Brianna myself. When you are back online, we need to have a conversation about your future employment.
Fuck me.
If I am saved, it will be no thanks to you. If I am fucked, it's your fault for not making sure they paid me. You swapped the fucking numbers and they weren't able to pay me because of that. Now the 4K is on the way to some fucking guy. I am waiting.
Xanderhal continues.
I want you to know. I am waiting.
Xanderhal continues.
Oh my god. He's turning into a cartoon character.
Continues.
I want you to know that if I have to fly back to California tomorrow, I cannot bring my PC. I will not be able to afford your pay. Your job will not exist anymore tomorrow because you wouldn't message me back. This is still salvageable, but time is now slipping away. And if you're asleep and see this in the morning, it's already too late.
What does, I can...
I am now also in hot water with Brianna because I look bad for having you handle this shit while I was busy.
I mean...
You were the one who got me to join Progressive Victory. I told you I would be too busy to handle this stuff and you said you would.
What is he even so... What was he even so busy with? Like, I know people who are genuinely busy. What was Xanderhal so busy with?
I have to now pay another $250 so my mom could reschedule her flight and extend her rental car for next week. My lease still ends in 25 hours, but I won't be stranded here without her when I get kicked out. I could have locked in this house hours ago if you were fucking awake to send me the W-9 and pay agreement from Progressive Victory to verify my income, you fucking fuck! I would have had the place. I would have been moved in by now, you motherfucker. You are the only person holding this whole process back. Now you fuck! If I end up being made homeless because this place gets nabbed up by
Bro, take a chill for
tomorrow.
Fuck, take the whole bottle.
And I'm stuck living with my abusive mom again, and my fans ask why I am back where I started. I'll make sure they know it was because of you.
Sherry then finally calls him 20 minutes later, though this conflict didn't end here. A few weeks later, in the midst of the Keffels
Jesus fucking Christ
drama, she confronted him over not paying her.
You probably won't even pay me this month.
Why do you think I won't pay you? Tell me why you think that I can't and how it makes me bad.
You didn't last month.
Why? Say it. Why couldn't I pay you? And how does that reason make me an asshole? I'm gonna get evicted at the end of this month at this rate, Cherry. We've not made enough money. I cannot change that.
I have been your #1 supporter for 2.5 years. I'm worried if I don't agree to this, you're going to hurt me.
Jesus Christ. Imagine sticking with somebody for 2.5 years and you treat them like this. Imagine if I treated fake Calico Parker like this. I actually do DM him. It became a joke. Actually became an inner joke between us that I write him that he'll make me homeless. And then he says that he wants to make me homeless or something. Again, the mama knew all this and sat on it until she could use that against Xanderhal.
I'm not Keffels.
You talk about wanting people to die a lot.
God.
A lot of people need to die, to be fair.
Jesus, why would you write that? What the? Why would you say that? Why? Why would you say that? Why couldn't you answer with something normal? Like, sorry, I don't know. Sorry, I was not well. Okay?
Yeah?
We're still friends, right? Like, you still want to see my dog and stuff?
Do you want to see my dog?
Hours later, he goes on this crazy...
Xanderhal is... Oh no. Xanderhal is the protagonist of Drakengard. Kaimdak. I'm waiting for Lucy to explode and DM like that.
Unhinged rant about Keffels.
I hate all of them, Cherry. I want all of them to die. I would kill Keffels in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even shoot her. I'd beat her to death with the gun.
You're not in a good mental state.
No kidding.
I will kill her! What's her address? I want it. I want to know where she's at.
She's in Ireland. It's not public. Please stop. You're spiraling.
Someone has to die for this. I will...
Someone has to die for this. Lucy Candy Card DMs.
Never be happy until someone has died for this. Ideally,
Our DMs are wild.
Keffels.
Her career is going to die.
And Velvet and her fucking orbiters. I have to kill her. Really kill her. Stop her heart.
Zan, fucking stop. Calm down. Stop. Please.
Okay.
This rant's... obviously disturbed Keffels, who made a Twitter thread saying she'd leave the internet again. Oh, and she dropped this really pretentious speech on Discord, ending with, "Thank you for calling me by my actual name. Keffels was a persona, a brand, not a person. I am Clara Sorrenti. Goodbye, Keffels, rest in piss." Nobody sympathized with her here, as by this point, she was known as a scammer and groomer. Xanderhal's reputation...
Groomer? Wait, what? Who did Keffels groom? Why was Keffels known as a groomer? What? Who did Keffels groom? When did that happen? When did that allegation happen? I swear to God, I am just not up to date with all that crap.
And it also completely tarnished, being seen as a mentally insane
And guess in the Discord?
freak scrounging for cash so he doesn't go homeless.
Financial decline.
Xanderhal has always been a financially challenged person, with his views constantly dipping since 2022. But by election season, he was really feeling it. It was common to see this guy doom posting about how his career was failing, even
Maybe I should do that.
making this embarrassing Discord post about not having enough money to fix his phone.
Pretty bad news for you all today. A while ago, my phone fell out of my pocket and onto my driveway, shattering the screen and making it so it can't turn on. My two-factor authentication was connected to my number, so I quickly became aware that if anything happened to log me out of Google, I'd basically be screwed until I could get a new phone with my number moved over to it. Well, that something happened today, and when I came downstairs, my PC had restarted itself for an update, parentheses normal, but logged me out of everything. I got back into most of it, but my YouTube/Google is logged out.
Kurgan says, point of view, my DMs will Lucy. I have some cloud storage you can use for Ukrainian video. Charlie Kirk dying. How's your day going?
Out, and I need my phone number to log back in. This basically means I am locked out of my YouTube channel until further notice. I am gonna do everything I can, short of Karening out at an Xfinity store today, but if that doesn't work, would you guys still support me if I had to start a new
Yeah,
channel?
I'm still using your cloud storage for interviews, right? Can you relink it to me in the end?
All of this over needing to get his phone screen fixed, which Kristen Nark pointed out only cost a couple $100. Does Xanderhal not have enough money to buy something this important? Well, apparently, yes, as around this time, he began what I would call his e-begging arc, where Xan would go on stream and beg his viewers to watch and engage with his content since he wasn't getting as much ad revenue. However,
I'm begging you, please donate or subscribe.
he does it through this us versus them mentality, claiming it's mainly an issue affecting leftist creators online.
True. You should be ashamed.
Like little over 10%, sorry, of people who've gone into the stream today chose to hit the like button, despite it taking half a second.
Bro, how
That
dare
is
you.
what kills so many lefty YouTube channels.
like-
Just like the low rate
This is
of
like Bad Bunny, $5 thing.
voting participation among progressives. They also think their likes and their comments don't count when there's millions that are being included in an algorithm to account for things, and so they don't get involved. And so lefty channels have always had really low
That's true, I remember that.
engagement and had a really hard time existing online, like going back to the beginning, because lefties don't click things, they don't engage, they don't vote, they don't make their voice
Engage, my viewers, engage. Press like on the stream, goddamn.
heard, because they're just one person.
Now to me, this sounds fucking retarded. There's a lot of lefty creators of good engagement. They just happen to put some semblance of effort into their content. Even Vosh, despite his reputation of jerking it to animated children, still gets good engagement on his streams and videos. I think Xanderhal's main issue
I don't have good engagement because you're leftists. You're all commies and anarchists. Socialix, do you think I should talk to President someday?
is that he streams within an oversaturated market and can't compete with a lot of the big dogs. And nothing shows us better than the Innuendo Studio situation.
Oh,
Ian
no.
Danskin, or Innuendo
We went for the innuendo situation ourselves. We watched this recent video. Embarrassing video.
Studios, is a failed YouTuber known for his alt-right playbook series, where he complains about arguments he gets into on Twitter. But after the pandemic, he stopped uploading as much, blaming it on a bunch of different factors like his back hurting. Since then, he's been losing money, and released a video in May 2025 that tried to garner sympathy from his audience.
I have been running this channel at a loss for 7 years, and between back taxes I owe the government, a maxed out credit card that is in collections, and money I owe to a few people who've bailed me out, I have a total accumulated debt that is pushing $100,000.
What the?
God damn, that's a lot of money. My debt is like 5.
Actual fuck is wrong with this guy? It's all his own fault, by the way. This guy avoided paying his taxes for years while sitting on his ass watching movies and playing video games all day.
I do these little projects where like I have a film randomizer list. It's like a list of, this year's list is like 36 movies, where I hit shuffle on Letterboxd and watch whichever one comes up first and try to get through the whole list by the end of the year.
Traumatic work. Truly truly back-breaking work.
And I write little reviews for them. Or I have like a video game cabinet, just games I'm trying to get through before the end of the year. I do a reading log.
Games I'm trying to get through. Is like this grueling work.
And I make a playlist, a 6-song playlist every month that I share with patrons.
We have to play Resident Evil 6 Dr. Rounds.
But like a lot of leftists, he gets away with this behavior by begging his massive audience to donate him money. And these idiots will give it to him because they believe he's some sort of savior to the left. Noah Samson does the same shit. He went on hiatus for 5 months and said he spent much of this time playing League of Legends. But Ian managed to raise over $100,000 off the back of this, using some of this money to go on hiatus and take a sabbatical. Xanderhal watched this and thought, wow, this guy is so me-coded. Maybe I can raise a shit ton of money off the back of my retarded fan base. He justifies this laziness by saying progressive content creators have it tough, as if there isn't tons of potential in it right now with the current political climate.
This is showing a clear sign of a demotivation within the online left.
Sure.
And as much as that might not have an impact on voter numbers,
This
like
is
sure,
why I'm not a big content creator, because I'm the most left-leaning content creator of them all. I'm more left-leaning than anybody else. And that's why I get punished by people not engaging.
those people are still going to go out and vote. I'm sure they're still protesting, engaging in direct action, and all those good things that you should be doing. It is still a tragedy, I think. I don't think they're doing anything wrong. They don't have to watch progressive content, but I think it's a tragedy that we're losing that online community that you could argue brought the right its victory, the biggest victory politically they've had in ages with this election. And so, with all that said, we've seen a lot of progressive content creators lately that many of you guys probably think of as household names.
Man, I should ignore my morals and just e-bag. Speaking of which, please consider joining lucyhazard.org/live and donating or subscribing. I beg you, please.
Having to take hiatuses or outright quitting YouTube because, frankly, being a progressive content creator is not worth it for the most part. It takes a lot of hard, diligent work to make it viable.
Again, he's doing this to create an us versus them mentality, thinking that leftist creators will always get the short end of the stick because the algorithm is biased against them, even though in reality...
I mean, it is a bit biased against creators. There is a kernel of truth to this question.
It's probably the complete opposite, as YouTube is
YouTube is owned by a right-winger, isn't it?
And tons of right-wing creators over political extremism. I mean, the only left-wing person who ever came close to that is Destiny, who got his channel demonetized for either spreading violent rhetoric following the Charlie Kirk...
Dylan Burns' channel was demonetized for over a year. For no reason, by the way. He was never given a reason. And then it was just remonetized.
Shooting, or because he's a massive pedophile. But for the 100th time, Xanderhal is stubborn as fuck and thinks his failure is someone else's fault. He even gets told this stuff by a chatter and automatically assumes they're a right-winger there to concern troll him.
From Yasuke Vermeulen in chat says, have you considered making better content? Must be the viewer's fault. You are clearly a conservative in chat to concern troll. And I'll actually use you as an...
It's not true that just you make good content and that equals success. Case in point, there are many good animators that don't really make any good money on YouTube because YouTube is horrible when it comes to... YouTube is a horrible platform for animation. And yes, you will never speak to a live person when you need technical support on YouTube. You will never be able to contact a live person.
Argument before we finish up the segment. Like I said before, you will deal with people like these constantly anytime you try to acknowledge this. The right doesn't want there to be a conversation on the left about the fact that, like, algorithms objectively work the way they do, and if the left is going to reach a broader audience, then, the audiences have to engage. They want to try and turn your audience against...
Yeah, I would say that there definitely is an element of truth to the algorithm thing.
Against you when you
what the algorithm incentivizes, etc.
Have that conversation by saying, oh, well, why don't you just make better content? Doesn't matter how good the content is. Like, algorithms work the way they do.
And to justify this insane take, Xanderhal later made up
It's
the
not really that much of an insane
strange schizo theory that YouTube is A/B testing videos against each other, which inherently affects BreadTube.
What's going on here? What's going on? Well, I have a theory. If you're a content creator, or you watch YouTube, you might have heard of a phrase called A/B testing. A/B testing means you're just testing thing A against thing B, and thing B against thing A, trying to see which of the two things does better at anything you're trying to test. Here's the thing though, I don't think A/B testing as a concept is new to YouTube though. I don't think it's new, like 2 years new. I don't. I think behind the scenes, maybe over 5 years now, YouTube has been internally running A/B tests. Like sometimes the algorithm is just nicer to you than other times.
There are those groups and companies that just claim everything even when they don't own it.
Right? And has nothing to do with how much effort you're putting in.
Like I've had a group claim my video and said there was music in part of my stream when there was no music at all. I countered it and I won. Ridiculous.
And how good your videos are, how well you're editing, what your topics are. None of it really matters as much as whether or not YouTube is just cumulatively giving you some level of favoritism at certain times. And you can see there have been times where YouTube has done that, where like nothing about my content has changed, and yet we'll have a flat line, a massive spike, and a huge gain in subs, and then a bit of a dip and flat line again.
Hey, maybe that's the problem. That you've been churning out the same shit for the past 5 years and nobody cares anymore. Maybe switch it up? Do something new? But nah, just spam out the same shit over and over again that gets 1,000 views on average. 100,000 sub channel, by the way. What he seems to realize is that all the money and attention is being soaked up by Hassan and his cronies right now. Something I believe—
Cronies? Who are Hassan's cronies? Maya Mer says, yeah, that's been happening to a bunch of channels I'm subscribed to.
believe he's envious of, which explains why he's constantly taking these pot shots on Twitter.
I can tell you that he's not making anywhere near as much as you think he is. No progressive YouTuber besides Hassan, or that like sphere that orbits Hassan, is. Maybe Vosh. Vosh is the one exception outside the Hassan orbit that's
Access, always a way to blame it on Hassan.
Making money right now. Obviously, you've got your big channels like Brian Taylor Cohen and Fair and Balanced and stuff, but that's like borderline mainstream news now.
This shift in viewership has left him with very few actual supporters, with him probably averaging $20 in donations per stream.
Anyway, guys, let us move on, but first I gotta update the dono goal to reflect the generous singular donation we've gotten so far. Thank you for the $5, guys. I appreciate it.
That was 2 hours into the stream, by the way. I almost feel bad for the guy if he wasn't such a moronic windbag. He clearly isn't trying hard enough to avoid moving back in with his mommy for the 10th time. How else is he supposed to get new weed cartridges?
And of course, if you want to support me directly, financially, help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xanderhal studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhal.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs,
Please consider doing all these things for me.
Patreon, or buy some custom Xanderhal merchandise through the Streamlabs link down below.
Yes, guys, please buy my groundbreaking merchandise. These things are collecting dust in a warehouse right now. What's funny is that he actively refuses to take sponsorships, something he desperately needs, though he justifies it by—
I would accept sponsorships. Screw it. I would accept sponsorships.
Bragging about his moral superiority.
Fundamentally, we have to rely on fan support in order to not come off as disingenuous in what we stand for. We are shooting ourselves in the foot when we take easy opportunities to become more financially stable and successful, because to an extent, there is a cultural expectation in the online left that if you're a progressive, you're not exactly rolling in the money.
Morals will not feed you, unfortunately. True.
You're not taking easy money payoffs that might be somewhat principally against what you stand for, and I think that's a good thing.
You know, I'm glad you still have morals, Xanderhal. I hope they serve you well when you're living behind a dumpster in an alleyway next month. It's just awesome here.
True. You should just do the— I don't remember the VPN's name. Access. I would be suspicious of any company willing to pay Xanderhal to sponsor their product. What's the name of that VPN? Famous one that every streamer had a promo on? Nord something VPN.
Hearing this guy brag about morality when he flagrantly pushes false abuse allegations and threatens to kill someone over petty internet drama.
Social Nord Atlas NordVPN. Yeah, this is partially one of the reasons I've stayed with my parents for as long as I have. Raid Shadow Legend, which I should play on stream.
Able to make decent viewership, meaning it's time for him to put the fries in the bag. He's even contemplating this live on
Wait, what?
stream, saying he'll quit in a few months if things don't
Oh no.
that drama. Xanderhal is now floundering, unable to make decent viewership, meaning it's time for him to put the fries in the bag. He's even contemplating this live on stream, saying he'll quit in a few months if things don't get better. It's all a bluff because of his pig-headedness. He can't accept defeat, even though there's 40 arrows in his back, and they all came from different sides of the political spectrum.
This stream is sponsored by Honey. Better get help. Brand news.
I can't think of a single person who is willing to back this guy up anymore. It's really pathetic. Not even the most performative of leftists want to support him. And now he's even managed to piss off the clankers, as he recently beefed with an AI slop channel called Dark Brandon. He's waging war against a channel where an AI Jesus is educating people on geopolitics.
Hey there, folks. Hope you're doing well today. Today we wanted to speculate what U.S. politics could look like in the future. And we thought we'd do so checking in with our favorite rehabilitated pirate, Sticks and Hammer 666.
And yet, somehow, Xanderhal looks worse in this drama, as his initial coverage was clearly out of jealousy, as potential viewers would rather watch garbage churned out by some basement-dwelling loser in Mumbai.
Now, I've complained a lot lately that it feels as though there's a lot less push on my channel as of late, as we've seen a big flood of new left-wing news channels enter the scene as competition against what I do. Which is fair. Competition means you do less well, less easily in a niche. But what really hurts is to see the left embrace AI slop over real human left-wing people advocating for the same ideas as them.
How about you make good videos, dude? Your own audience thinks Dark Brandon is better than you. They're posting this shit in your Discord server, begging you to watch it.
But people are falling for it in my own community. My own fans are recommending me this guy's content to watch on stream as a source of information to talk about the news. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little salty that some of my subscribers are watching this AI slop channel instead of me. I'm gonna be fully transparent here. Like, the channel
Why
is
would you say that?
the worst place it's been ever. America is in the worst place it's been ever. The right
that's true.
is on top, and some of my own fans are watching this shit as a substitute for real progressive content creators. That low-key pisses me off.
Dark Brandon would post a response to this, and they completely mogged Xanderhal somehow. They simply label him as a salty little loser and brag about stealing his viewers, as people would rather watch this garbage than whatever boring segment Xanderhal is putting out.
We are listening to our audience and hearing
I'm
what
really sleepy for some reason.
they want to see and delivering on it. The algorithm is nothing more than your audience. And if your audience is choosing to watch our content instead of yours, there's a reason.
Xanderhal wasn't able to give any good rebuttals to this, so he instead spent his response moping and reading a bunch of the hate comments he got. This didn't work, so he also did his tried and true formula of just labeling the creators as right-wing grifters, the sole reason being that they called him soy, which I guess is a word only chuds use.
And one thing that really puts me off about it is you'll notice that they do the whole like lefty snowflake, salty leftist for their video. Doesn't this read a lot like a right-wing grift video a little bit?
Bro.
Just a little bit.
Everybody's
Like
a
a
right-wing
grift
grifter
video,
this
maybe.
day.
Just a little.
I honestly don't know how much lower this guy can get besides beefing of literal lolcows like World of T-Shirts or DSP. His content feels like watching a modern-day iDub stream, though since him and Lonnie split, there isn't a tattooed BPD whore there by his side. He's pretty much alone with no allies, and while I don't like the guy, I don't hate him either. His worst crimes are poorly handling drama and saying retarded shit on stream, while many of his enemies have been exposed for far worse. You got Vosh, who jerks off to children, Keffels, who scammed her fans out of $100 grand and promoted bathtub estrogen, Hassan,
If I got 100k, I'll be saved.
who shocks his dog and promotes terrorism, and Destiny, who's a sex pest and full-blown and again, with Xanderhal, it's that he's really bad with money. I said this sarcastically a year ago, and I'll say it.
Didn't he do some purges because of one of his mod tried and failed to raise one of the members up? Wait, what? Xanderhal did purges?
Again. Chat, I think it's time we resurrect Xanderhal. People didn't really like this take, but we gotta hype him up.
Wait, what?
I think it's time we resurrect Xanderhal. People didn't really like this take, but we gotta hype him up. We need the Xanderhal that was in those DMs of Cherry. The angry Xanderhal that's willing to put out the same energy towards some of these right-wing grifters. Imagine this guy going after Tectone or Nuxtaku. That's what I want to see. No more of this pussy shit where he slowly watches news footage for 5 hours. Obviously, he's not going to follow my advice, as he's stubborn to a T, but I'm a very optimistic person. At the end of the day, Xanderhal just wanted to shit on some right-wingers and make a bit of money, as he dreamed of settling down once he had his fun.
I finally rest and watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
Grateful universe.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Once he completed his mission of destroying the alt-right pipeline, he didn't want to live a lavish lifestyle. Xanderhal wanted to settle down and start a quail farm, spending his days tending to his flock and gazing at the sunset while smoking out of his weed pen.
Right now, I'm actually saving up for a move up to like the Seattle area up in Washington State, and I plan to rent a house in the backyard back there sometime end of this year, early next year, establish a quail coop, and make raising quail part of my political content. I'm gonna incorporate those two things, and it's gonna happen.
Rules.
So if you want quail eggs, then I mean,
want
you can
quail
mail 'em.
eggs.
How are your quail farm plans going, by the way? Well, right now I am still saving up to move into a proper house with a nice fenced backyard that can facilitate raising quail up until the end of the.
I think that's I don't think anything came out of this
summer, but the channel is popping off right now,
Is
and
it?
ad revenue has gone up quite a bit, so that is definitely going to help. But what really helps get us there is just people donating. So if you want to support the stream and you want to help us get to that point, then you can always support me by donating, subscribing, or gifting us.
Yeah, exactly. Donators.
It's up on my website, xanderhal.com/live.
Xanderhal, listen, it's me, Boogie. I know things are tough for you right now with the channel losing viewers and subscribers.
I set up some bird feeders in my backyard because I can have a.
Believe me, I know. But I believe in you. I just hope one day you can actually start that quail farm and produce a ton of eggs. Just don't forget to give my fat ass some. And hey, if that doesn't work out, you can just join me and Keemstar on Lone Cow Live. Sammy will be there too, and Melissa's kidneys give out. We're always looking for some fresh meat over there. I mean, new talents. New talent. We're looking for locals. All right, buddy. Get well soon.
Yeah. That was a video. That was a video and a half.